Michael Carter second right here in the slot. Stephon Diggs. Let's watch it unfold. A little bit unfortunate on this one. It's hard to ask any DB to stick with a receiver for as long as Michael Carter has to stick with Diggs right here. Obviously does a pretty good job staying square. He has some help over the top, so he slow plays a little bit more, but is able to stay over the top, get hands on to Diggs, match him. Obviously, Diggs scramble drill turns it to the outside. Michael Carter has hands on, um, is matching him. Now at this point, Diggs clearly gets his right hand into the chest, pushes off, which creates some separation. And now Michael Carter's in scramble mode. He gives up a touchdown. So like first game, touchdown allowed by Michael Carter. Are all touchdowns created equally? No. Is this him getting burned on a fade or a dig or a slant? No, it's not. Again, he actually plays it pretty well. Again, gets hands on, matches them, matches the upfield hip, feels Diggs turning it back to the outside, matches that. Unfortunately he gets pushed off that the refs don't necessarily notice, and he gives up a touchdown right here. Air quotes giving up a touchdown. I don't know if it counts in like PFF and stuff, but situation where you might have him online, some analytical sites giving up a touchdown. But again, are all touchdowns created equally? Did he get burned there? No. Um, Michael Carter second, man rep on top, patient. Okay, so he is in man coverage right here. He's in man coverage right there. And he's playing, looks like they're playing like a top hat, where basically he's going to take the guy who's not on the line of scrimmage no matter what, and he is going to take the guy who's on the line of scrimmage no matter what. So they're playing top hat. Again, he's playing the underneath guy right here. So let's watch him. Good job staying patient off the line. Receivers closing ground. Michael Carter second, say square. Active feet, shuffle inside to match the slight inside stem of the receiver. Still square. Receiver gets into his gets onto his toes. Michael Carter second shoots the right hand, left hand to follow, and then matches the outside break of the receiver on the out. Good patience in space right there to run the feet, to slightly shuffle inside. Good leverage in terms of like his knee bend and staying over top of the route. Again, explosion to matched outside. That's a good job by Michael Carter second. Next play. All right. Resumed the recording. I I had to go back real quick and make sure that this one was recording again. It's happened before to me where I didn't record the audio. So I went back and checked real quick. We are good. Michael Carter the second to is locked and sauce 2. Okay. MC2 lock sauce 2. I guess we're just gonna throw it out there that Sauce locks up his guy on the top of the screen as well. But you have Michael Carter the second, bottom slot right here versus the number 2 receiver. Let's watch him. Again, good patience. One we see good knee bend at the start. Knees are over shoulders over the knees. Good shuffle to the inside. Again, receiver just speed releases to the inside. Michael Carter second doesn't open the gate. He does a good job shuffling, getting hands on, clearly affecting the route, bowing it inside or rounding it off inside, stays completely over top of it, hands on the entire time, and just runs with them down the field. Completely locks that up. Really, really good job. Again, being patient. You can see his eyes are low. His eyes are into the hips. The head lies. The shoulders lie. That the hips don't. Speed release. Again, good shuffle. Good punch. Good punch location. And then rides out that contact. If you want to just peek at Sauce at the top too, we're not going to break it down. We'll do that in a couple of days with Sauce. We have this whole review coming out, but he locks up his guy as well. Good rep for Michael Carter the second there in the slot. We have Michael Carter the second again in top hat. So showing press on this guy, and then he's in a play on the guy who's off the line of scrimmage. It's just a way to play, a stack like this. So yeah, good job, good patience again by Michael Carter the second. Clearly, playing the guy off the line of scrimmage the entire way. Again, nice and low. Receiver starts to stem to the inside. Michael Carter shuffles to the inside, but again, does not open the gate. Is still square to his threat, which is awesome. keeps the feet active, runs the feet a little bit, shoots the hands. Hands land, right hand into the chest, left hand into the ribs, and then has enough speed to turn and run with gallop and completely cut off that route. He ran the route for him. Ran the route for him. Again, really, really good patience, and you can see how quick he is, how good his ability is to turn and run. And again, and undercuts the route really well, looks back for the ball if the ball was coming. It's a 50-50 ball between him and Gallup. Now, obviously, not the biggest guy in the world, so does he win it? We don't know, but still a good play by Michael Carter. Michael Carter second, again, patient man. He's in press right here, top slot. It's number 2. Let's watch him. And we could see that he definitely plays with good balance, good bend, good separation in the feet. He jump splits a little bit at the start of the rep, like his weight goes back onto his heels a little bit, which isn't the biggest problem in the world. As long as we keep balanced, it's okay. We could see there's a little bit of a delayed reaction to get outside right there. It's because his weight is back, but he still opens, does a nice job cutting it off vertically. So right here, just because he was, kind of he delayed a little bit to get to the outside. If this were to be like, a type of route where he was to take it, vertically to the outside and snap it off on an out route, yeah, maybe he's not in the best spot, but we're talking about a third down, third and whatever, 6. So we want to guard against anything vertical, and we want to guard against anything vertical, in general, especially in cover 1 when your guy's breaking outside like he is. We don't want to get too aggressive. If we get too aggressive and then he defeats our hands or just outruns us, we're screwed vertically. So Michael Carter second, off the jump, not the worst job in the world. Again, we would want to get a shuffle in right here instead of having to open up, but because he jump split a little bit, his weight is back, so now he's forced to open up. It's fine. He still does a good job of choking the route off. Getting hands on, and then he tracks the receiver and is looking through his eyes. Receiver looks back for the ball. Receiver starts to gear down and to jump. Obviously, Michael Carter will attack through the hands, find the ball, whatever he has to do. Michael Carter second versus screen. Okay, he's right here, all the way to the left side of your screen. Okay, so obviously there's some movement in gap responsibility here as that motion comes. He obviously creeps into the box. As he's creeping into the box, I don't know if he's going to hook to curl, hook to seam, whatever zone he may be in. It's hard to tell because nobody runs at him, so you can't really tell exactly what he's doing, but he's in the middle of the field. As he drops back into his zone, what does he notice? And you can see he notices it pretty quickly. He notices that the offensive linemen start to get out. They start to let Quinn Williams go. Running back looking back for the ball. So you have offensive lineman leaking out in conjunction with the running back leaking out and now looking back for the ball. What's most likely coming? A screen. He's quick to shoot downhill. He's already a quarter of the way there before the ball is even thrown. Ball was thrown, and he's going to be there as the ball is arriving. Now, Quinn Williams gets the deflection here, but if this ball is completed, he's right there for that tackle on Bolden. And honestly, you'd like to see him track this and pick this ball off. He doesn't. It hits him in the hands, hits him in the left hand. It's a play you'd ideally like to see him make, right? Not an easy play, not the easiest play in the world to adjust to a ball that's in midair like that. But could it have happened? Yeah, and then it would have been a pick 6. But really good job by Michael Carter again, being really quick with his recognition, getting downhill really quickly, nearly getting the interception there. Okay, Michael Carter second, nearly beat, flat feet. Okay. He's right here and off coverage on the number 2. I believe that's him. Yeah, and we saw it in some of the other reps. I wasn't going to say it because he didn't get beat. His feet can get a little bit flat. I want to see a little bit more activity. Sometimes I said he was running them. The one rep, he ran them 2 or 3 times, but ideally, on this rep, he's in a tough spot. You're 5 to 7 yards off here. The receiver runs at you. It's a pretty tough ask to have to play in off coverage in general. And he stems towards him, shortens his stride, breaks down. Michael Carter breaks down as well, thinks he's going to outbreak or inbreak, and he runs right past him. Would like to see a little bit more activity in the feet in terms of getting into a little bit more of a back pedal. We want to guard against, we want to guard deep to short, not short to deep. And when he's stemming at you like this and getting right on your toes, you do have to hopefully, or you do have to get into a back pedal just in terms of or for the reasoning of if he's in a back pedal and he crosses his face either to the inside or to the outside, the back pedal, let's say he's backpedaling at, I don't know, how do you put a number on it? 8 to 10 miles per hour. So you flip and turn, and then you only have to gain another 10 miles per hour to be with the route. Whereas if you're a little bit flat and off coverage and he runs by you, now you're starting from zero. Now you're starting from zero. Let's say this ball was on time and led him vertically. Yeah, maybe the safety gets here, but Michael Carter is beat here. Beat here. Again, just because I want to see a little bit more in terms of the backpedal and creating some more separation between him and the receiver, because again, asking to turn and run with the receiver as he crosses your face, a yard out is sketchy. Now, if he got contact here and he was aggressive and he shot his hands and the receiver, then they were and he were to stay on to the receiver, then okay. But we got to land hands. Like if we're going to sit on that route break, we got to land hands. He doesn't, gets ran right past. Okay. Now the ball is obviously underthrown right there, but again, he is beat by a yard or two on that one. Why? Feet get a little bit flat with a little bit of forward lean at that break point. Got to get into a nice low back pedal, and even if you're not a full blown back pedal, 10 miles per hour, even 5-6 miles per hour, it's something. He maybe gets there, But we're talking about 2-3 yards in the NFL. It's obviously getting beat. Michael Carter second, run game involved. Okay. I don't know where he is. Probably right side of your screen, if I had to guess. Oh, duh. He's right here. Okay. Number 30 over the tight end right here. Over the tight end. Again, as a slot defender, you're going to be asked to. It's such a hard spot in the NFL. Like I don't understand. That's one of my bigger questions with NFL contracts is how, and I guess the reasoning is that, hey, the slot guy only plays 50-60% of the reps, fine, but they're asked to guard receivers and two-way goes and tough spots. They're asked to be involved in the run game. It's not an easy job. But Michael Carter the second here in the run game, obviously the tight end starts to close ground. Michael Carter does a good job of lowering the weight, shooting the hands inside, stacking him pretty well, creating some extension, working off the insteps. It's a pretty damn good way to stack that block. Stacks the block, sees the running back cutting to the outside shoulder, drops the weight, pulls himself through, and gets involved in the tackle. He just shut a tight end who weighs more than him, probably by 50-60 pounds. Again, all around player, Michael Carter. And this is a good play to demonstrate some of his willingness in the run game. Good play there. Mike Carter the second, good man. All right, he's in the slot right here on number 2. It's a good job of cutting the route off. Like sometimes, do we ever, as a corner group, do we ever want to get into a spot where we're on the same level? Not really. You want to play different levels because there's going to be a lot of, NFL routes are obviously we're going to have a lot of rubs and things like that. Trying to get guys free. There's a rub right here where he pushes vertical, which makes Michael Carter the second either decide, hey, especially from a little bit of off coverage, he's not going to obviously slip underneath of this. There's just no way he's going to get there. He would burn him vertically. So he has to play this over the top. But what he doesn't want to do, like I said before, he doesn't want to take too aggressive of an angle to cut this off, because if he takes too aggressive of an angle to cut this off and he's able to pass his horizontal level or his plane, then he's gone. So he has to play it conservatively. He does it. Nice conservative route over the top to cut the route off. Closes the route or closes ground on the route. Gets hands on. Matches the break. Really good job. Now, it's not an ideal spot. Like we don't ever necessarily want to be in a position where we have to go over the top like this and we're playing at the same level, but it's a really good, nice recovery by Michael Carter there. And especially considering, by the way, that it's 3rd and 7, you definitely got to play over the top. He's going to do that regardless, even if it was, 1st and 10, he's gonna do it like that. Now, maybe if it was like 3rd and 1, he'd play a little bit differently, but it's a good play by Michael Carter the second again. Michael Carter the second versus fake whip. Okay. Slot right here. Top slot. Yeah, I don't know if it's like an option route. I don't know if they're able to sit that down or break it inside. That's probably what it looks like. I don't think it would. That's an actual designed route like that. So I think it's probably an option route. Good job staying square. Want to ideally get a shuffle in. You don't necessarily want to open up like that, but the angle's a little flat, so he opens up. Okay, gets hands on. Getting hands on is important because now he feels that break. He feels that break, allows him to hold on to the receiver. Receiver kind of breaks the outside. McCarr goes to break the outside, but he feels him again with that left hand now that he's breaking across his face and he matches it. Not an easy route to guard, especially if he's in like stop, break it outside, break it back inside like that. Again, most likely an option. And McCarr the second does a really good job. And a little bit more shuffle versus open there, being nitpicky, but that's what we do. Getting hands on, matches the break, looks at the quarterback. Quarterback's not going there. Feel the receiver, feel the route, break inside with him as he breaks inside. It's not a fake whip. It's just a option route. Man coverage patient. Okay, he's right here. Man coverage on the slot.